Hi everyone, it's Alyssa and I am coming to you from not my kitchen and not the library. I don't know if you can see, I'm at my favorite place, one of my favorite places in the whole world. I'm at Trader Joe's because we are doing some cooking from, oh my gosh, this cookbook we just got. We just discovered it. It's not brand new, but it's new to us and we're super excited for it. It is the I Heart Trader Joe's cookbook. Everybody in the building is so excited for it. So I'm actually at Trader Joe's right now to do my grocery shopping. I'm staring at it lovingly. My best friend Joey. So I'm gonna do some shopping right now. There are a couple of recipes in the book that I'm interested in. I'm gonna see what ingredients they have. We'll talk more about the cookbook when we get back to my kitchen. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, it's me. I'm back. I was starting to film the things that I was getting at Trader Joe's and where they were on the shelves in case you wanted to follow along. And then I did that thing where you go into Trader Joe's where you're hungry and unsupervised and you go in for just a couple of ingredients and you leave with $50 of you don't remember what. I got some good stuff, just kidding. Including some of the ingredients for today's recipe. The one that I decided to go with, this book is full of great things, and you don't necessarily need to get everything from Trader Joe's. There are a couple of branded things in the recipes, but some of them you can probably find substitutes for if you don't love Trader Joe's like I do. Love Trader Joe's. I am doing a sweet and spicy apricot-glossed chicken breast dinner. It says, I love the pairing of super garlicky spread with chicken, and adding some zingy spice makes it even more alluring. I like equal parts of the garlic spread and either Italian Bomba hot pepper sauce, Trader Joe's item, or chili onion crunch, which became very trendy over quarantine, and they have their own version of it there. Which you could also use as a sandwich spread or as a dip for veggies. So what we're going to do is I have some chicken breast here. They say bone in because I guess it keeps it more moist, but I'm pretty good at cooking chicken. I'm not going to do that. So I'm preheating my oven to 375. We're going to brown it in the pan first just to get a layer of color and flavor and a little sear. And then we're going to put it in the oven to bake. So I have my chicken breast here and we're going to season that with salt and pepper and get that going. And then I'll introduce you to the ingredients that I got that I'm excited about. One of them I actually already had and the other two I've never tried. So let's see. So let me grab my knife, poke this open. So I can immediately place it in the sink. Raw chicken. I'm not the kind of person that minds handling raw chicken, but then I'm just like, oh, everything needs to be washed, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and, these are pretty thick cuts though. Yeah, it's fine, they're gonna bake. These are nice and hefty. This is a good meal. This is a lot of protein. All right, let me wash my hands. I'm gonna turn my pan on. Just season with salt and pepper. Also from Trader Joe's, coincidentally. I know we're a library, this is not like a brand video. I just really love Trader Joe's, and this cookbook was brought to my attention by our director, Laura, who also loves Trader Joe's, and now I'm gonna have to text her and say, look at what you made me do. You made me go into Trader Joe's and buy all of these fall goodies and make this hopefully delicious meal. All right, I'm gonna get my tongs to put these in and also to help with the flip. Spatulas are nice, but sometimes I just find that tongs are like using your hands. It's kind of awesome. All right, I have a little bit of oil in my pan here as well. Also promotes some browning, make sure nothing sticks. Adds extra fat, which is good for you to an extent. All right. Go ahead and get that down there. All right. Probably could have cut these in half or like pounded them flatter, but I'm hungry. I'm on a time crunch for hunger. Actually, a lot of the time, to be honest, I actually just cut up my chicken into cubes because I rarely have the patience to cook the whole thing. But with the way that you, well, I guess you could toss it in the sauce that we're going to make, but this is just a nice presentation. But I'll actually probably cut these into 4 for myself when I'm actually serving them up. And of course, with tons of veggies as well. Cleaning the counter. No chicken juice here. I don't think I got any on the counter, but it's just good habit, right? I'm going to salt and pepper the other side so that it's ready when I go to flip. Of course, we're going to be adding plenty of flavor with the sauce that we're going to make, but got to season the meat as well and kind of lock it in with the sear that we're going to hopefully get here. All right, so I'm going to grab a little bowl and my measuring spoons, and we're going to make the sauce. I'm going to show you the ingredients that we have. Okay, so what we have is we are making a little spread out of, so apricot-glossed chicken, right? So that's this organic reduced sugar apricot preserves. I think I've made something once before, probably on here, with their strawberry preserves, and they were delicious. They weren't too sweet. They had a nice texture. And it's nice. This is reduced sugar, not because there's fake sugar in here. There just happens to be less. It's just made with apricots, sugar, water, pectin, and citric acid. It's not bad. 7 grams of sugar for a tablespoon. I'll take it. Alright, so I'm gonna open this up. Okay, this calls for a quarter cup of apricot preserves. A quarter cup. I'm not gonna do a quarter cup of apricot preserves. I'm gonna, just because this actually calls for 4, the recipe calls for 4 chicken breasts, and I'm only doing 2. Yes, they're mammoth, but I don't think I need as much sauce as they're calling for, so I'm just going to do 3 tablespoons of this, and I'm also going to have a little taste because I've never tried it before, like I said. That's 1. So no ingredients wasted. As the recipe is written, it calls for, you can do this in a heat-proof pan and then just put everything right in the oven. The oven-proof pan that I have is too big for my oven, so it's fine. I'm just going to have a little taste of this. Oh, it's good. It really isn't too sweet. It still has really nice tang from the apricot, so I do appreciate that it's less sugar. The next thing that we need is 2 tablespoons of this garlic spread dip from Trader Joe's. So if you don't have a Trader Joe's, you're not going to Trader Joe's, it's like a garlic mayonnaise, just emulsified, although there's no egg in it, so I'm curious to see what the texture is going to be. So open this up. Chicken's starting to cook through, very nice. Alright, so 2 tablespoons of that. Oh yeah, it is just like an oil. It's like an oil, okay. Strange texture. taste it. Probably gonna burn like garlic. Yeah, it's just oily. It's very garlicky. Wow, but good. It's not roast garlic, but it's not, you know, when you have garlic that's uncooked and it just burns. It's so raw and hot and awful sometimes. Sorry, I'm not a fan of raw garlic. I love roasted garlic and cooked garlic, but not a fan of the raw. It's a little sweeter, a little better than that. And the lemon really complements it. And it doesn't feel too oily. The consistency kind of looks just like whipped up oil, but it doesn't seem like it's that bad, actually, like in terms of, I don't feel like my mouth is coated in oil. All right, I'm gonna give these a flip. Great, they're not cooked through yet, but look at the nice color that I got on there. Really, really nice amount of color. Again, it just locks in some flavor, and it locks in the juice too, so that your chicken doesn't totally dry out when it's cooking in the oven. But yeah, it's not, you can see over here, it's not cooked all the way through. It will continue to cook in the oven when I put it in the oven. And the Bomba sauce. What is Bomba sauce? It is the Italian Bomba hot pepper sauce. Fermented crushed Calabrian chili peppers. So again, you can use that chili flake crunch, chili oil crunch thing. It's been really popular. I actually don't know where you get that. I know Trader Joe's had a variety. I think it was just really trendy over the last year. Just like hot chili flakes in oil, and I'm like, oh, like red pepper flakes. I can handle that. And the first time I used this, I don't remember, I think I put it in chicken salad. Regret, so much regret. It is hot. It is hot. It's delicious though. It is delicious. This recipe only calls for 1 tablespoon, which is great. Any more and I would need a fire hose. But I mean, look at that. Look at that hot oil and the chili flakes. So it's chili peppers, sunflower seed oil, extra virgin olive oil, dried basil, salt, citric acid. So it's really just hot peppers, and the oil just makes it even hotter. So probably shouldn't even put that much in there, because again, I am like reducing the amount of apricot preserves. Well, good luck to me. Okay, so those are the specialized ingredients that we're using here today. I'm going to mix this up and kind of do a flavor check of the balance of ingredients and see if I do need to add more of the sweet aspect. So I'm just going to mix this up. Danger sauce. It's not that hot. This is definitely the perfect amount to put on mine too, right here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do a flavor check here. This is what it looks like. Let's see. It's good. It's definitely hot. There's definitely heat covering my entire tongue. But, the acid from the garlic dip, also the garlic complements the chili peppers perfectly, of course. The acid, the lemon juice from the garlic, and that tart sweetness from the apricot complements it really well. It's actually very well balanced, to the point where, like I said, I still feel the heat covering my tongue, but I am not choking on it, which will happen if you just shovel this into your mouth. Unbeknownst to myself, you know. Going to be like that. So, you know, let me check the other side of this and see if I have a nice sear over here. Pretty good. Okay, so here's what you do next. Is I'm gonna put this in a pan. Here's my pan. And put this into the oven on its own for like another 15 minutes or so to continue to warm the chicken through, get it cooked all the way through. I don't want to burn my sauce. There's so much sugar in here. I do want it to meld with the chicken and caramelize a little bit, but I don't want it to burn. Sometimes, you know, you do risk that. We don't want to do that. All right, so I'm going to put this into my oven and set a timer for 20 minutes. I'm going to put this in the fridge, let the flavors come together a little bit more. And then what I will do is come back to show you how I spread it over the top, put it back in the oven, and then I'll heat up some veggies and we'll have dinner. Yes, it is dinner. It's not lunch. I know you're watching this. If you're watching it as it comes up, it's lunch. For me, it's dinner. All right, see you in 20 minutes. Okay, we're back again. So what we're gonna do is pull my chicken out of the oven here. Leave it on, it's going back in. And I have my food thermometer. I just wanna see that I'm getting close here. Oh yeah, technically this is done. Hot. Oh yeah, and the juices are running clear. So that's something that you can do. Poultry needs to be 165 to be cooked. I got 170, and the juices that are coming out of the little hole that I poked are running clear, which means it's done. Yep, even in like the thickest parts over here, we're easily hitting 160. So what I'm gonna do next is brush all this good stuff right onto my chicken. Right, I got my little sauce that we made here. I'm gonna go ahead and really slather this on. And it'll kind of melt, it'll caramelize, some of it will drip down to the bottom where it'll get nice and brown. And then we're just gonna put it back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes or so. Like I said, my chicken is definitely done, so I don't need to worry about doneness and making sure that it is cooked through. I'm really slathering it on, but I probably made too much of this because, again, I'm only doing 2 chicken and this recipe was for 4. But I'll save this for something else. I don't know what. Some veggies maybe. Do some glaze. Actually, you know what? I have some sweet potatoes here. This would taste amazing on my sweet potatoes. So I might actually roast up some sweet potatoes. Not today. Don't have time for that now. But tomorrow I'm going to put this in a little Tupperware. That would be awesome. Okay, so this is going to go back in the oven. And we'll let those flavors do their thing and start to meld with the chicken. Maybe we'll get some caramelization on there. We'll see, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put the leftover sauce in a Tupperware and save that for my sweet potatoes for tomorrow. I also have a butternut squash. That would also be amazing. Yeah. This sauce would also probably taste great on a pork chop if you have pork. That would taste awesome. This sauce, I'm into it. I'm into it right now. So I'll come back in another 10 or so minutes. All right, bye. Okay, the time has come. You can see I've already started to get started. I was just weighing everything so I can portion things out appropriately. It was a hefty chunker. A little big piece of chicken. So you can see it got some color. It kind of formed like this nice reduced sauce over the chicken. So look at that. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. It's like a glaze. It's beautiful. And then there was a lot of it kind of dripped into the pan and caramelized on here. So I scooped it out of the pan and put it right back on top of my chicken. And then you let it rest for about 10 minutes. It gives all of your juices time to redistribute throughout the chicken. This goes for any kind of meat that you cook, and that helps to keep everything nice and moist and tender and from letting it get too dry. I don't even think I'm gonna eat this whole thing. I have some cauliflower and some spinach that I just did salt and pepper on top of because I didn't want to do any additional flavors to go against this. If I really wanted to, I actually probably could have done a spoonful of that garlic oil spread thing. Probably would have been really nice and light. But yeah, so this is gonna be my dinner tomorrow with that sweet potato. Oh, I'm looking forward to it already. I haven't even tasted this, but you know. So shall we dig in? Shall we dig in? I'm gonna dig in and then I'll show you through the cookbook. I know I haven't really done that yet, but I was just kind of trying to get everything going. But I do want to show you this cookbook. I want to encourage you to check it out. It's really cool. Ooh, here we go. All right, nice and moist still. Look at that. You can see that there's like a nice shine on the chicken, but it's cooked through. So it's still nice and moist. There it is. There's the heat. It's good. It is really good. Chicken is nice and tender, juicy, because I seared it, locked in the juice, and I baked it at 375, and I made sure to let it rest. You know, if you have a food thermometer, there's no need for you to overcook your chicken. I know we're all really careful around poultry. There's no need for you to overcook your chicken. Get it to 165. You can even do 160, and when you let it rest, the temperature will still continue to rise internally, and it'll get you to 165. It's another reason to rest. At first, all you get is the little bit of tang from the acid and the sweet, and then the heat slowly covers your mouth, and it's not intense. It's actually a lot less intense, but it's such a nice flavor, and all of the parts, you know, just both accentuate and complement each other very nicely. And this is good. This is a great little sauce. Grab some with the spinach. Great with the spinach. This is a really good dinner. So, there we go. It's the sweet and spicy apricot glazed chicken breast from the I Love Trader Joe's cookbook. This is the 10th anniversary edition, so I don't know, maybe there's stuff that they updated for newer items or things that have been discontinued. But there are starters, there are soups, there's beans, rice, grains, and potatoes. I think there's a whole chapter on beef and seafood. Pasta, vegetables, desserts, beef and lamb, pork, yeah, poultry. I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna make, but then I said to myself, okay, I can't do dessert. Oh, the sticky caramel cakelets was one thing I was gonna make. A version of sticky toffee pudding with ginger. So butter, dates, which they sell at Trader Joe's if you don't know where to get them. Crystallized ginger, which they sell at Trader Joe's if you don't know where to get it. Brown sugar, eggs, vanilla flour, baking powder, Fleur-de-Sel caramel sauce, which they have. Which I think they usually keep kind of like with their cookies and ice cream, and it's usually like in the gold section. I know there's no rules at Trader Joe's. So that sounded really good. And then there was, I know they always have these around the holiday season, so maybe it's coming soon, but I don't know if they had it now. And I was also, again, I said to myself, I don't know about dessert. Oh, but I also didn't find the puff pastry. They have puff pastry, which is apparently amazing. It's in the freezer section, not the fridge section, the freezer section. So, and this author recommends get the puff pastry in large quantities and just stock up on it. It's only seasonal for the fall and holiday season. Raspberry caramel turnover. So you use the Trader Joe's puff pastry, the fresh raspberry preserves, and the Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered caramels cut in half. And you basically just kind of wrap up the raspberry preserves and caramel in the puff pastry and make a little triangle, and you bake it. Come on. There was also like a fig tart I think I was gonna make in here. There's, we talked about this at work today. We all thought this sounded great. The hot toddy chicken, which is just chicken thighs, a special savory chicken broth concentrate from Trader Joe's, the orange marmalade, whiskey, honey, red chili pepper flakes, salt and pepper. It sounds great. Quinoa stuffed grilled mushrooms, we talked about that. Trader Joe's has great priced, and they always look great. They're great quality. Portobello mushrooms, just stuff with quinoa and provolone cheese and some parsley and other seasoning. Mushroom hazelnut rice. I mean, there's just a lot of great recipes in here. So this is just a good resource. And again, it's good for ideas. Even if you don't love Trader Joe's, you don't have a Trader Joe's wherever you are, but everybody in our community, we have one right in Westwood, if you don't know, and another one in Primus. But I really like this cookbook. There are some good ideas in here, and they're all simple. None of these are really that complicated. They're a page at most, mostly picture and ingredient. It's simple, and it's great. This is delicious. I'm going to go enjoy my dinner, and be really happy. I hope that you enjoy. The recipe is on our website right now, or you can come check out this cookbook. We have it here. There are a couple of the libraries that also have it, so you can go on to bccls.org and put in a request, and it'll be delivered to whichever library you need it to be delivered to, whether it's ours or you have a different home library. And enjoy. Let me know what you think if you give it a try. All right, everyone, I will see you next time. Bye.